Namaste and welcome back to Ramakathasudha. When we think of Sita in the Ashoka Grove, the image that often comes to mind is one of passive suffering. We see a helpless victim weeping and waiting for her rescuer. This image, while true in its depiction of her immense pain, is tragically incomplete. Today we will challenge this perception. We will reframe Sita not as a damsel in distress but as a warrior. Her battlefield was not a field of dust and blood, but the garden of her own mind. Her weapons were not a bow and arrow, but her words, her will, and her unwavering hope. Today, we explore Sita's active, strategic, and psychological war of resistance against the entire regime of Lanka. Ravana, the great conqueror, could abduct Sita's body, but he could not touch her will. He comes to her repeatedly, trying every tactic in his arsenal. He offers her unimaginable wealth, the status of his chief queen, and power over his entire kingdom. And how does Sita respond? Her refusals are not just emotional pleas, they are strategic acts of defiance. She consistently uses her words as weapons. She doesn't just say no, she holds up the mirror of Dharma to his face. She reminds him of his own lineage, of the great sage Pulastya, his grandfather, and shames him for his adharmic actions. She calmly and confidently predicts his doom, not as a curse, but as the inevitable consequences of his karma. Each no from Sita is a political and moral blow to Ravana's ego, chipping away at his authority in his own mind. This sharp intelligence is on full display when Hanuman finally appears before her. She doesn't immediately break down in relief. She is suspicious. And this suspicion is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of a sharp, strategic mind that has survived for months in a hostile enemy territory. She thinks, could this be Ravana again in another disguise? She is in a land of illusionists. She cannot afford to be naive. So she tests Hanuman. She performs a thorough due diligence check. She asks him to describe Rama, to recount their story, to prove his bona fides. Only when she is absolutely convinced of his identity does she allow herself the relief of hope. This is not the action of a passive victim. This is the calculated prudence of a queen operating behind enemy lines. Perhaps the most stunning display of her agency comes after Hanuman has revealed himself and offered to carry her back. Filled with righteous anger, Hanuman wants to punish the cruel Rakshasis who have been tormenting her. He offers to kill them all. And what does Sita do? She stops him. Even in her deepest suffering, she becomes the moral compass. She tells Hanuman that these gods were merely following their master's orders. She says a noble person should show compassion even those who have wronged them. She establishes a higher moral ground. Even as a prisoner, she is the one setting the standard for Dharma. She demonstrates that true strength is not about the power to punish, but about the grace to forgive. Above all, Sita's greatest weapon was hope. Let us be clear. This was not a passive, dreamy hope. This was an active, cultivated, and fiercely protected weapon. Every day in an environment designed to crush her spirit, she had to actively choose to believe in Rama. She had to fight off the demons of despair, loneliness, and fear that were far more dangerous than the Rakshasas around her. She kept the fire of her faith alive through sheer force of will. This inner resilience was her greatest act of resistance. By keeping hope alive, she was keeping the entire mission alive. Her survival was not just physical, it was a psychological victory won every single day for months on end. Sita in the Ashoka Grove is not a symbol of weakness. She is the ultimate symbol of the power of the human spirit to resist oppression. She teaches us that even when our bodies are imprisoned, our will can remain free. She fought her war silently, but she fought it brilliantly and she won. Thank you for joining me in honoring her incredible strength. If this empowered perspective on Sita Devi has inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe to Ramakathasudha. Let us ensure her story is told as one of strength, not just suffering. Jai Sitaram, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.